We lost 99.9%. So we've actually had nothing to sell commercially into the stores.
Well, Kūmara is our everything, if you like. I guess our life revolves around Kūmara, so...
You look, 24, 48 hours underwater and they're cooked, especially in February when it's hot, because after the cyclone, the rain went through, it came out hot.
The immediate thoughts that were coming to mind sitting at home watching the rain fall down and watching our crops washed away was the massive effect it's going to have on our people.
Going for a drive on Doug's tractor, look over his farm.
You know, we think, man, we're all powerful and everything, but Mother Nature's can whip our ass whenever it feels like it, you know.
We had to virtually lay off 25 of our staff for 4 months, so that was had a devastating effect on them economically and mentally, you know, not to have work.
35-acre paddock that Doug was going to start this week.
It must be really difficult when you deal with that sort of impact on the business and what decisions that you need to make to have the long-term benefit for everybody, but the short-term decisions, that's just really hard decisions to make.
So yeah, this time, well, straight after the cyclone, you couldn't even drive your car along this race. We could only do it by tractor. So at the height of it, Doug said these fence posts here were only just showing by about 100 mils.
Just need to watch where it goes so I don't go wander away from the fence too far. There's a big canal in there.
The thing that I really love about having people visit the farm with you is they go, oh my gods, I never realised there was so much involved, the level of investment.
Man, that's impressive, Doug. Holy moly, look at the quality of that.
Enough on there for you? So Morris is a key player. He facilitates getting the guys over from Vanuatu. They all come from different islands, don't they, Morris?
They just lead simple lives, and it's a good reminder to us all. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Take it as it comes and be grateful for what you got. When you visit Doug and harvesting with every now and again you'll hear a yahoo.
We love to work here because that fella always look after us. Like when we came over here, he's like our dad, so he look after us. And always we love Kūmara.
So you guys got flooded out and you're wading in water up to your blooming waist down there and had to come and live with me for 10 days.
10 days,
yeah. So.
What was it like living with them? Really good. You look after us.
It was really rough.
Yeah.
So you see, Kūmara's starting to form, but very light set there. So
It was a short diagnosis. I think it was 7 to 8 weeks of Anne's diagnosis of terminal cancer, so that happened, you know, quicker than what a lot of people expected, and it was a real shock.
She passed away in 21, had a funeral and went straight into the lockdown that night. So that was a bit tough, but yeah, sort of been flowering a bit the last few years. What is it all for? What am I doing it for? But you know, we've got a good crew of workers, and if I don't grow Kūmaras, they're not going to have a job. So pretty small yet, just starting.
There'll be some bigger ones out there, mate. They'll grow. That bit of rain certainly helped, eh, mate?
I can't see any.
To see a business lose 99% of their crop and have already forked out probably a good $1.5 million in planting the 22-23 crop, only to not be able to harvest any of it. That was the way Doug has that cheerful sense of humour and carries on after all that's happened to him over the last 3 years is a true testament to his own character and taking day by day.
Like the girl at the countdown the other day, she asked me, what's the best thing happened to you today? And I just said, just waking up was pretty good. So when you get to my age.
So yeah, shortly after meeting with staff, 5 days after the cyclone, and then it was my horrible task of bringing our key customers. One of the first phone calls was to Andy Leonard at Kūmara Crisps.
When we first heard it on the news, Andy was the first one to reach out to Anthony.
You know what, Ant, you guys need some cheering up, so we'll send you a pallet of potato crisps. And he jokingly said, "Won't be able to give any Kūmara Crisps, sorry."
Yeah, I was just talking to him today, actually. I asked him, so how's the supply going? Because maybe I need a bit more.
It's right at the start of the process at Kūmara. The truck parks up here, unloaded, and it begins the process. How are you going this morning, Dino?
Good, thank you. I'm good.
Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to see the Kiwi.
After a nice little wash with a bed washer, Carol here does a bit of a pre-inspection and removes some of the chutes. After the washing and pre-sorting process, they come along these couple of conveyor belts. The gap between the rollers increases as the roller belt carries on, meaning that the Kūmara falls at different places and onto different conveyors.
Working with Anthony and Kūmara, they really treat us well. So they wash, they blend all of our Kūmara for us so that when we get it here on site, it's just in the perfect condition for our operators to put straight through our lines.
So the Kūmara's fed in at the far end there. It gets conveyed up to the top here to the new tech weighing machine. From there, you have 9 individual weight cells. It knows the best combination to feed into the bagger. All this Kūmara you're seeing here will be into shops within the next 3 or 4 or 5 days.
You can look at our garden medley and our Kūmara. Like we want a medley of Kūmara in that bag. So we've got orange, red, and gold. And for us to get that ratio right and the crunch profile and the texture and the sweetness right, we really need to work closely with our growers. And it's important that we maintain that relationship with Kūmara because they know exactly what we want and the way we want it so that we can continue to deliver consistent product to our customers. That's just beautiful. Pre-cyclone, we were running roughly 250 to 300 ton of product a year of Kūmara, which equates to roughly 800,000 to 1 million bags in a year. After the cyclone, we want to get right back into those numbers and then some because we know the market's there and people love the product. If Anthony was right here, right now, I'd want to give him a big old high five and say, rock and roll, man, let's go.
I think for people to see Kūmara coming out of the ground like it does on the harvester, gives them an appreciation that you might go to the supermarkets or elsewhere to buy your produce, but at the end of the day, it is grown. The fact that we can really support proper crisps on where they want to drive the category in 2024, the opportunities that we've got there.